Hi, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're going to take a look at a big fixed knife. This is one of the knives in the Kershaw Camp series, the Camp 10 big sheath. Kershaw puts their name on it. It's a nice knife, big knife, and we're going to take a good look at this knife. You can see some of the wear on it already. I got this knife while I was at my sister's in Nebraska. So we're going to talk about this knife and take a good look at what this knife is all about. It's a good chopper, as you can see by the weighted end here. So stick around. Okay guys, first off I'm going to start with apologizing about any wind noise or whatever you're going to hear. First thing I want to show you guys is how this works with the pouch, the sheath. The sheath has options to put it onto some MOLLE or whatever. If you're going to hang it from your belt, you can take these two straps just completely off and save that little bit of weight, because this pocket strap is a separate system. And you can put it on and off without taking your belt on and off. I've had this on my belt already. Perhaps it's just my love handles that get in the way, but the knife is easy to unsnap and take out. It's a little trickier to put back in because you have to watch out for the strap, and you've got to guide it in at the same time. Otherwise you could slice into that strap and cut it apart. So while I like this strap, it's not completely the best. The way it works is it's bolted on one side here, and you put it up and over, and then you snap it down on this side, and that actually holds the knife really well. It's not going to fall out because those snaps hold it really secure. You do have some holes down here so that you could use some paracord and tie it to your leg or whatever else. We've got steel rivets holding it together, and then we've got these fixed snaps, which is good. That strap is good. Really heavy nylon belt loop, which I really like, and good quality Velcro. Let's do a close-up of this handle first. We've got this plastic on a full tang. It's just covered by a little bit of plastic right there, but it's a full tang blade. This texture on here just super grippy, so just enough of a flare here so that it stays in your hand. You do have another hole here, so if you want to tie on, a lot of people like to use paracord to lash around, so it's around their wrist, so that when they're chopping it holds your hand in place, and it's good for avoiding some fatigue and dropping your blade. So we got a nice thick spine all the way up, drop point, big fat belly for chopping, a bit of a recurve right here, and a nice high flat grind. So it should be okay for cutting as well. We'll see. So let's start off with wood, since this is obviously a chopper. So I have just a piece of pine here, and let's see how it chops. That was my leg, by the way, not my hand. Chops through that, quite well. You make a rough point with that if you want. Let's see how well it chops straight into it. I'm not too strong, but that's close to 1/2 inch. And let's try to get it on the other side, pretty close to the same spot. 2 whacks, and we're apart. And we will try a little bit of batoning here as well. Oops, wrong way around. I like this thinner end of it. And that's through a few knots, no problem at all. For me, knives aren't necessarily for doing wood tasks. but most people, reviewers especially, like to do batoning. It shows you how tough the edge is, how hard the edge is, how well it'll last. Just if you're just using it for light tasks, you'll never know how sturdy it is. And the other thing is, if there's that tiny off chance where you're stuck and all you have is this knife, you got to see what it can do, right? So let's try something a little bit tougher than pine. Here's part of my apple tree that I have to cut down. So let's try to chop this off right here. And remember, this is apple, so it's quite a bit harder than pine. Yeah, some good wax, but I moved away from where I was cutting and cut off to the side there. And here we go, right through. So it is living up to its name as a chopper. Let me see what we got on the edge here. That edge still feels just as sharp as it did when it was brand new. Some tip testing on these knives. On this knife, I should say. That's in end grain. That's no problem at all. So here's some apple. Perfect shape. Let's see if I can do some feather sticks from this thing. My skill, or should I say lack thereof, is not indicative of how well the knife works. It's indicative of how well I know how to feather stick. And as my German friend tells me, I've got a lot of practicing to do. I forgot to do a paper test before I did all the other tests on this knife. So let's see how it does afterwards. I've done nothing to this edge except for try to damage it with all the stuff I did outside. A little bit of a catch right there. So it's still sharp down there. Try it on the belly a little bit more. So this is a good knife. I like it. It carries well. I'll give you the specs on the weight and the length and everything. So if you're looking for a bigger kind of camp knife, I think that's 10 inches, which is why they're calling it the 10. This is a knife that you might want to look at. Give it a chance. If you like the channel, click on the like or share with a friend. And please comment, tell me what you think of this knife. If you like it, think it's weird, think if it's worth it, any comments at all. I really don't mind. I really love the comment section. It's my favorite part of the channel. So thanks for watching, and remember, whenever you're chopping or cutting, keep your body clear of it so you don't cut your thumb. Bye now.